bippity boppity boo. That's right. It is the middle of the week already, man. Aw. I know. And it's December already. Freaking farfignugan. Once a year, every 12 months, November rips me off. I know. I don't know about you guys, but I hate short months. February can just suck it. But, you know, is this leap year? I think it is. Ooh, I think it is leap year this year, isn't it, Jared? I haven't checked the calendar yet, but it's a leap years are always even-numbered years. And I think leap years are always presidential election years, aren't they not?
Maybe.
I think we
sure.
get 29. That, yes. So maybe they're going to...
So they make up for it.
Yeah, February is going to make up for November, but still, it pisses me off when I get to the end of the month and I realize that I realize again, or I think about it, that it's a 30-day month. I'm like, oh. Because I've gotten to the point in my life where I absolutely despise the first of the month for so many reasons. I can't go to the grocery store. I can't go to Walmart or anything like that. I can. I mean, I'm allowed, but I don't want to. I'm going to depress myself thinking about the sick and twisted world that we live in, where we have so many tax slaves and parasites that just sitting around waiting for their free money to come in from the government so they can go clog up the aisles in Walmart or the local grocery store or what have you. Oh, but hey, it's December. Yay, it's Christmas season. How Christmassy are you feeling this year? I'm not really. How about you, Jared? Are you feeling Christmassy yet this year?
I am absolutely not feeling Christmassy yet because it is still 73 degrees here in Biloxi.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of warm. I'm actually planning a trip. When you hear this, I may or may not be on the road. I'm going to the Republic of Texas in the north central part of the Republic. And I checked the weather up there. And it was last night, Jared, when I checked the weather for there, it was 29 degrees, and it had snowed. So, but it looks like it's going to be in the high 60s, low 30s this weekend. But anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Student of the Gun Radio. I am your host, Professor Paul Markle, in case you haven't figured that out yet. The other voice that you hear or heard or will be hearing again very soon is Jared. He is the studio engineer. He's the producer. He is the co-host of Student of the Gun Radio. Yay! Hey, did you see that in the grad program notes that somebody said we needed to come up with a big slap sound?
Yeah.
For the pimp hand thing?
Yeah.
So put that on your list of things to do. Find I'm sure an audio clip of a slap is probably something super simple to come up with. You can probably get it on freeaudioclips.com.
Is that a website? It probably is.
Why not? If it's not, dibs. No, I hope you guys enjoyed yesterday's episode. We talked about the 5 things that you need to have in your bug out bag or your go bag, and hopefully it gave you a little bit of inspiration. You thought, wow, I never thought about that one thing. Yeah, good job. Never thought about that one thing, did you? We've got some interesting stuff coming up for you this weekend. I'll give you a little teaser. Tomorrow's show, we have a special guest lined up. Matter of fact, we have multiple guests. Is that not correct, Jared?
Yes, multiple guests lined up. And it's going to be kind of a cool episode for you guys. You guys will really enjoy it. So
you have to hold on to your hats and listen louder.
Yep.
So tomorrow, and it's Thursday, so we did it again. I know we claim in public that we don't do that on purpose, but it just seems to work out that way all the time. Maybe it's because of how we record the rest of the week. I don't know.
Did you see there's a bunch of Mongo PMag memes in the grad program now?
No.
In the grad program group?
No.
Yeah, there's a bag. There's like a go bag full of PMags.
Oh.
And it says, Mongo fill bags with PMags. Mongo forget he cold and hungry and left AR in safe.
You going to hold that new PMag against that gushing wound, that through and through leg wound? You're going to hold a PMag up and make it stop bleeding?
This one says, Mongo like SOTG. Mongo take 15 PMags from go bag.
Did I say that?
I guess. Mongo loading PMags or
Yeah,
something.
Mongo load mags. Mongo no. Mongo only pawn in game of life. All right. Let's move on. It's SWAT Fuel Fitness Talk today. Ooh, everybody's all giddy. Are you ready to move it? Move it. But before we move it, we're going to thank our friends at Crossbreed Holsters, the makers of the Bruce Jenner commemorative, also known as the Super Tuck, Frog Lube, and they have don't forget, the new Frog Lube Extreme. That's right. I might be trying out some Frog Lube Extreme this weekend. I think that'd be a good idea. Hopefully it'll get cold. I'll take it out in the cold. Now, what did Larry say that the U.S. Army wanted it to work in -40? Because apparently they're sending troops to Mars now, or to the surface of the moon. I don't know. Where are you in -40 that you're going to be doing hand-to-hand ground combat? I hope nowhere. Maybe we need to take Antarctica. Really? That was loud. That scared me. Stop it.
You're the pimp hand of America.
That's right. I am, but you have to do that when I'm going to do the pimp hand. Century Arms, the sweetest smelling arms maker in the United States of America. So check them out at centuryarms.com. And don't forget, they are the sponsors of the Student of the Gun mobile app. And if you don't have the mobile app on your iPhone, your iPad, or your Android phone, you are wrong. But you can fix yourself for free thanks to our friends at Century Arms. All right, kid, producer, studio engineer, and co-host, I'm going to go ahead and close my mouth, and you lead us into the SWAT Fuel Fitness Talk.
Original cute body make a man mad. Woman physically fit, physically fit, physically fit. Woman physically fit, physically fit. Woman nice, trick, fantastic. Big body ocean at the big Titanic. Woman nice, sweet, energetic. Big body ocean at the big Titanic. Woman nice, trick, fantastic. Big body ocean at the big Titanic. Woman nice, sweet, fantastic.
In commemoration of SOTG 283, episode 283 of radio. It's what everyone ought to know about training season. It is training season, so this week we are going to start with something a little bit new, I guess. Not really new, but kind of new. We're going to give you training season tips. As these,
You got the tips?
Yeah, you shred like a julienne salad.
Like julienne salad.
We're going to give you some tips about what to do during your training season. And training season should really never end. It's always training season.
Right, but right now, what do we tell you?
Yep. If you don't know what we told you, then go back to SOTG 283 on studentofthegunradio.com and listen to it, because it's a great episode. So we're going to talk about grips and forearm strength today. Why is grip important? Because it just is.
It's what you hold stuff with.
Yeah, it's what you hold stuff with. It's what you grab people with. It's good for self-defense, obviously. If you can't grab somebody and hold them, then you've got a problem.
Well, and not only that, but when it comes to mastering the use of a firearm, particularly a handgun, grip strength absolutely matters. I can't tell you the number of new shooters that I've encountered that were having mechanical and function problems with their handgun, and it wasn't because they were dummies, and it wasn't because they weren't grasping the exercise. It was because they were really super soft people who spent most of their time in office jobs, and their grip strength sucked. When you've got someone who can't press the trigger on it, well, I know the M9 trigger, the standard M9, all you military veterans are like, it blows chunks. Yeah, I know. But you should at least be able to make the gun go bang, bang. So grip strength and forearm strength work together, and that's why I wanted to have Jared focus on both of those. So these aren't just, you're like, well, I'm not an athlete, and I don't really care about CrossFit, and I don't, that's not what I'm about. I have a gun, and I'm a gun carrier. Okay, gun carrier. You might want to make sure that you have a solid grip and forearm strength, because it matters.
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking, as an armed citizen, and Dad and I produced an entire series about being an armed citizen, what it takes to be an armed citizen. If you haven't watched that, then go to studentofthegun.com. And I believe that's the one where, when you sign up for the 7 training tips, is that the armed citizen series?
The 7 training tips that could
save your life.
Save your life.
Is that no? I don't know. It's something. We have it.
Dude,
somewhere.
we have so much.
Yeah, there's so much stuff. But I know it was in season 5 of Student of the Gun TV, and you can get that on Roku and Apple TV.
That's right.
And Amazon Fire.
Tell Santa Claus you want a Roku adapter for
Yeah.
Christmas if you don't have one already.
Yep. And my point is, what I'm going to get at right now is John Dixon, my coach right now, and John Saylor, my coach that I had in Ohio, they were both world-class athletes. And both of them said the exact same thing. I asked them this simple question. I said, what do you think helped you get to the world-class athlete level? And they both said, my grip strength. And they're on two separate sides of the United States, and they probably don't even know each other. Actually, I know they don't know each other. But the fact that they both said that exact same thing, I was like, wow, that must actually be true.
They should know each other. Do you know what John Dixon and John Saylor are like? They're like photo negatives of each other.
They really are like photo negatives of each other, and I never really thought about that. What made you? Why?
Well, why
do
both
you say
Johns.
Oh, they are both Johns. Holy!
Yeah, John Saylor.
I just
and John
put that together because I always call them both Coach or Dixon. I call him Dixon, but that's funny. Anyway, back to we know that grip strength and forearm strength is important now. How do you increase your grip strength or your forearm strength? And there are several different ways. It depends on the equipment that you have, but I'm going to give you a couple of ways that I use. In our gym, we just purchased a brand new rope, and I hate doing the rope. I hate it because it's hard.
You hate it, but you love it.
Yeah,
you love to hate it.
It's a love-hate
you
relationship.
hate to love it.
Yes, and the rope is a great way to increase your grip strength and your forearm strength. And I don't know if you guys saw on Student of the Gun's Facebook, Dad put up a picture of himself doing the ropes. There's a couple of different exercises.
Dad didn't put it up. Zachary did.
Whatever.
I don't put up stuff.
Whatever. They get the point. There is a picture of you up there doing the ropes.
That's right.
So anyway, so there's a couple of different exercises you can do with the rope, but the purpose of doing the rope is to grab it as hard as you can and sustain that grip. Another way you can improve your grip strength is just simply with dumbbells. Dumbbells help you because you have to be able to grip them hard. You have to be able to hold them tight to keep them from hitting you when you use them. So, yeah.
Which is a good thing. You don't want them to fall on your head. That is, if the dumbbells are falling on your head, you're doing it wrong.
Yep. Now, obviously, you'll plateau there because you can only do so much. You can only squeeze so hard onto that. The metal on the dumbbells is not really...
well, you're not so much trying to squeeze it as you are trying to hold on to it.
Yeah. Kettlebells are really good for that. Kettlebells are really good for everything. And obviously, you guys know that I like kettlebells. I actually enjoy doing the kettlebell exercises, which is weird. I guess some people don't like it.
You're a weird guy.
Yeah. Sledgehammers. Do a sledgehammer on a tire. Do a sledgehammer. Pound some stakes in the ground. I don't know. Just take the sledgehammer and hit the ground. I don't care what you do. Just hold on to the sledgehammer. One thing that when Zach Hall was here the other day, he's like, oh, take that sledgehammer, hold it out in front of your face from the bottom of the handle and touch your nose with it. And that's one way you can do that. I wouldn't recommend doing that if you're brand new and you haven't done any grip strength training.
Please don't
yet,
smash your own face.
Yeah, you're going to smash your own face. But that is a good way. If you don't, it's a good way to teach yourself that you need to have grip strength. Because if you mess up, you're gonna feel pain. And when you associate pain with something you do, then you probably won't want to do that thing very often. Oh, what else? I covered rope. I covered dumbbell. I covered kettlebell. I covered sledgehammer.
That's pretty much it. I mean, but
the
grappling thing. Don't forget the rolling.
Oh yeah, the rolly thing where you got the little circular thing with two grips in the handle, and then there's a weight attached to it where you roll the weight up, and the string like rolls up in a little ball, and the weight gets closer to the top, and then you unroll it. That's one thing that I want to tell you guys is if you have one of those at your gym that you go to, when you roll the weight up and then you let it go down, you need to let it go down slowly. Don't just let the thing roll in your hands. Because a lot of people do that. They're like, oh, I got it up to the top. Let me just let it roll down to the bottom now.
No.
You actually have to control it.
Control
both
it
ways.
back down.
Yeah. It makes it a little hard. Oh, what else? There was something else. Oh, grappling. I was going to talk about grappling. Obviously, if you put a gi on and you do grappling, then that's going to help your grip strength.
There you go.
When you grab somebody, they should feel like you're never going to let them go.
And a double thick judo gi is try and grab a double thick judo gi.
Yeah.
It's not like the
the double weaves are like tough.
The free gi that you get when you sign your kids up for the strip mall taekwondo class. Those
get ripped in our gym.
Yeah. That's because it costs $12. Yeah, you're like, oh, that's no problem, man. I've done that. It's like, a grappling gi. Grappling gi, you should actually be able to pick a human being up and hold them in the gi without it ripping.
Yep.
So, you mean you get what you pay for? That's crazy. That's crazy.
People are like, "Oh, $120." I'm like, $120 is actually pretty cheap for a good gi. That's the
if you're an adult.
Price. Yeah.
If you're an adult and you're not going to outgrow it, how long has Dixon had some of those? Like
years and
like
years,
decades.
Yeah, I've had mine since I was 16.
Your grappling gi?
Yeah.
So that's almost 10 years.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow.
Take $100 and divide it by 10 years. It's $10 a year. By quality. All right, so there you go, kids. Your tip number one for training season is to get out there and work on your grip and your forearm strength. You will not regret it. I don't want you to have bench press 300 or 800 or 1,000 pounds or whatever, but if you work on your grip strength and your forearm strength, you will be on your way.
Man, I must have been a big kid when I was 16. Because I still have the same gi. I was about the same size, I guess.
Well, yeah, you're about the same size. I mean, by the time you're 16, 17 years old, you're fully grown. But all right, moving on. Don't forget about our friends at Brownells, brownells.com. And you can order Duracoat at brownells.com because life is too short for an ugly gun. That's right, it is. And Velocity Triggers, superior quality and value. VelocityTriggers.com. And if you have a black rifle, they have a trigger for you. And believe it or not, you can install it at your own workbench, at your own kitchen table if you feel like it, in your garage, what have you, in your shop. Just follow the directions, and you can do it. So there you have it. All right, moving on to the main story for today. I'm sure you will be relieved that someone is looking out for you.
I'd like to teach you all the rules. I get to see them set in stone. I like it when you chain me to the bed, but then you see it's never shown.
Hey, thank you, Puddle of Mud, for the Slave State News Update. And you're like, ooh, which slave state is it, Paul? Because there's so many slave states in America. I know, it's sick, isn't it? Well, this is the, we got the East Coast, West Coast feud, kind of like the rap feud. We've got California on the west, and then you've got New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts on the east. And New York is really trying hard to be the most slavish state. And, well, it's not so much New York State, but it's that huge cancerous lump, that tumor that goes by the initials NYC. There's this huge liberal tumor that's stuck to the bottom of the state of New York that is essentially infecting the entire body of the state of New York. You guys know, if you're students of the gun, if you've been with us for a while, that we gave Michael Bloomberg the official term Nanny Bloomberg. I don't know if we didn't do it, but we went with it. Nanny Bloomberg, because Nanny Bloomberg knows better than you what you need in your life. Nanny Bloomberg knows you don't need guns. Nanny Bloomberg knows that you shouldn't drink large sodas or eat candy bars. Nanny Bloomberg knows better than you what you should eat. Well, Nanny Bloomberg, he left the mayor's office, and now he's off infecting the rest of the planet. But while Nanny Bloomberg's off, being a nanny to the rest of the planet, the socialist, progressive, dare I say, communist douche nozzle, de Blasio has decided that he is going to be the next nanny. What is it about you guys up in New York, you New York City mayors, that makes you believe that you are the mommy and the daddy of the whole world, that you have the authority to tell people how they should eat and what they should eat and when they should eat and so forth? So Nanny de Blasio has started his own, and you guys know that de Blasio is a communist, and the reason he got elected is because the city of New York is filled with a bunch of parasites and tax-stealing rats, and that's part of the problem with our country today. But this story comes to us from the NewYorkTimes.com. High salt warning on New York menus to start Tuesday. What? You mean that the restaurants in New York City got together and on their own decided that they were going to advise people, they were going to give them health ratings or nutritional ratings on their menus. They decided that because this is the United States of America and we have this supposed free enterprise system, right, Jared? That's what we have? Oh, no. You aren't smart enough to decide what you should eat, how you should eat, and when you should eat. No, it is up to the state. That's right. Starting Tuesday, diners in many chain restaurants in New York City will see warnings on menus next to items that are high in sodium, under a rule believed to be the first of its kind in the country. Yay! Oh, yay, Nanny Blasio. Nanny de Blasio, you can be the first. The symbol of a salt shaker in a black triangle. Up. What's up, Jared? Why's it got to be black?
Oh, that's pretty racist.
Oh, good job, racist de Blasio. Why's it got to be black? Why can't it be a black shaker in a white triangle? Why's it got to be a white shaker in a black triangle?
Why's it got to be white?
Why's it got to be black? Why can't it be red?
No, the shaker's white.
Why's it got to be white? Why can't it be blue? And you're like, well, but Paul, salt is white. It don't matter. It don't matter. I'm colorblind. I don't see that.
Oh, my God.
The symbol of a salt shaker in a black triangle will warn customers about items that contain more than 2,300 milligrams of sodium, the recommended daily maximum. That's right. The daily maximum. And who recommended that? I don't know. Your nannies. The city estimated that 10% of menu items will have that warning. Oh, the city estimated that, huh? Well, I'm glad that the city is out there estimating things so that I will know how to eat and when to eat and what to eat, because I obviously am a moron and I don't know. Are they going to put up little signs, or are they going to have like little food police in the restaurants that like stop you, like, hey, buddy, I think that you've had enough. You're going to need to stop eating now. All right, you can leave. What? All right, here we go. The rule is a part of a measure approved in September that also requires, not suggests, but requires that restaurants post clearly visible warning statements to customers in that high sodium intake can increase blood pressure and risk of heart disease and stroke. According to whom?
So I have a question. What is the purpose of these black and the salt shaker symbol?
To tell you how and when and what to eat?
No. What are they passing this? The purpose of this salt shaker is they're passing it off as a way to warn people that they're eating too much salt, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So the next sentence says it applies to only restaurants with 15 or more locations across the country, as well as concession stands at some movie theaters and ballparks, and violators will face a penalty of $200. Okay. So if the purpose of this little salt shaker thingy, this thing on the menu, is to let people know that they may be eating too much salt, why are they only applying it to chain restaurants? Why is it not applied to all restaurants?
Because they're corporations and they got the big money.
Right. So, because this obviously requires them to change their menus and do all this stuff.
Oh, yeah, they're going to have to spend money to print new menus.
So, really, the purpose of this is what? It's not to help the people.
It's to establish government control. It's to establish and further the narrative that the state has the authority to tell a private business what they can and cannot put on their menus. Not suggest, not encourage, but force at the barrel of a gun. Oh, come on, Paul. Is there a barrel of a gun? Really? No, taxation is at the barrel of a gun. Taxation is not voluntary. If you think taxation is voluntary, go ahead and don't pay your taxes for a while and see who comes to collect them. If you don't pay your taxes, if you don't pay your fines, if you don't bow down to Nanny de Blasio, who's going to come and take you away? Who's going to come and bring you to court? Somebody with a gun. They don't send firemen and EMTs to pull you out of your house or business. They send people with guns to do it. So, it says the measure represented the first high-profile public health policy pushed by Mayor Bill de Blasio. His predecessor, Michael R. Bloomberg, also known as Nanny Bloomberg, targeted soda, trans fats, and smoking as he required restaurants to post calorie counts on their menus. Americans are far exceeding their daily recommended. Whoa. Our Americans are far exceeding. I'm an American. I can eat anything I want when I want. And if I'm fat and obese and, out of shape and in poor health and I die, that's my business. That is my business. I don't need you forcing me. Ladies and gentlemen, and I know as soon as, as like God made little green apples, that there are people out in the audience, even the student of the gun audience, that think that this is reasonable. And it's a good idea. And, well, it might not technically be constitutional, and it might not technically be legal, and the mayor may be, they may be exceeding their mandated authority, but it's a good idea. So because it's a good idea, we should do it. Now, do I believe that there are people in the United States of America that need to take better care of themselves? Sure, I do. But you know what? That's not my responsibility to force them. And that right there, this whole thing in a nutshell, this is the problem with modern America and the progressive socialist movement. Rather than, people aren't smart enough to be educated. People aren't smart enough to make their own informed decisions. No. We have no faith in the common man or the individual. Individual liberty is overrated. When someone like Nanny de Blasio or Nanny Bloomberg or any of the other leftist socialist puke faces in the world, when they decide that they're going to force businesses to do this, that, or the other. Number one, they're undermining the actual capitalist society. They're undermining traditional capitalism. Free market, this thing called a free market
economy. But capitalism is bad.
Yeah, that's right. It's bad.
And corporations are bad.
Yeah, corporations are bad. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stand in line at Starbucks and I'm going to tweet on my iPhone about how evil corporations are. That is the modern hipster in America. I'm going to tweet. Twitter's owned by a corporation, right?
So is that.
And Apple and Starbucks. Yeah. Corporations are bad. I'm going to tweet. Here I am standing in the line at Starbucks tweeting how corporations are evil and greedy. Folks.
This is go ahead.
You should, you say, come on, Paul. I don't live in New York City. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. You should care. You should care. Because you have an elected, supposed public servant, an employee of the people, who's decided that the people are just too damn stupid to know what they should eat, when they should eat, how they should eat it. So we're going to force people to change their menus. It's like, is this going to work? No, it's not going to work. People are going to eat what they want to eat. How long have there been warning labels on cigarette packages? Since before I was born. Before I was born, they put the warning, the Surgeon General has determined that smoking is bad for your health. People who smoke and get cancer, it's not like they're like sitting there, oh man, this whole time I thought I was improving my health. I was improving my health with this. No, they're not improving their health. I know that it's not about guns, and you'll have to forgive me for that. But it's about this crazy little thing called individual liberty. And if you don't have individual liberty, all the guns and toys and PMags, mean nothing. A firearm is first and foremost an instrument of liberty, and that is the premise and the foundation of Student of the Gun Radio. So, you got anything else to say? You got anything to add to that there, Clark Kent?
I do. I am Clark Kent, and I am here to save the day. No, but for real. I have a homework assignment for you guys today as well. Remember, go to studentofthegunradio.com and sign up for the Honey Badger launch. That is coming very soon. And if you will want to be on that list. Just trust me.
Yeah, go to studentofthegunradio.com. You're going to see an orange button. Click the orange button.
And if you're colorblind, there's going to be a button at the top.
There'll be a button. It'll be a gray color.
Because some people just don't see colors.
It'll be gray.
Because they're not racist.
That's right. I don't see an orange button. I see a gray button. I see everything in shades of gray.
Would you say 50
no,
shades?
No, I would not say that. I would never say that. But anyway, hippies, all right, remember, you're a beginner once, but you should indeed be a student for life. We'll talk to you tomorrow.